Good morning grade 3 and welcome back to online lessons. So as promised, we are doing something completely different to what we've done in this lesson. So what you're going to need is some glue please, and some scissors, and then some scrap paper if you have some. So this is some nice scrap paper because it's nice and colourful. Then I have this nice coloured paper, but don't panic if you don't have some of these things. I'm trying to give you examples so everyone will be able to use at least something. Then we have these two cool magazines, this cricket magazine and this gardening magazine, right? So from these magazines, we can't use things with words on them like this, but if there's some nice shapes like this, some colours, so I've torn this out of this garden magazine. If I wanted to maybe use something for the house, I could get this from the back because it's got no writing on it and no people. Something nice like this. I don't want to see any writing on our collage, please. If you're using a magazine, let me give you another example of something good. So if I was using this one, I would just cut maybe like I could cut a square out of here, but I don't want the rest of the shirt because the shirt is not important to my picture. Alright, so hopefully that makes sense. If you're using a magazine, please don't put any writing like this or any faces. We don't want to see that. We just want to see nice textures like this. I don't know if you can see the textures, actually it's quite similar to this color, but nice bold colors from your magazines. And right, let me show you our example. So today we are going to be doing something like this. So we've learnt about shapes. So the last lesson we did a recap lesson on shapes, and the lesson before we learnt about shapes. Now we're going to make an artwork just using shapes. So as you can see, this is a house, a little house, this is a bigger house, and we've literally just done shapes and stuck them on top of each other. So this is the main house, this is the roof, the chimney, the window and the door. This is what we're going to do today. We are going to practice our geometric and organic shapes, just cutting out pieces of paper, okay? And as you can see, there's a big nice plant over here. This is an organic shape, remember, because it's not symmetrical and it's nice and curvy and bumpy. So we are going to make something like this today. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. I would like you to add in some people shapes as well. I'll show you how to do that in our lesson. And yeah, we're going to be a bit creative with the grass and the sky. If you have paints, you're welcome to use paints. And if you don't, I will give you some options. So what you need to start with is your background. So I've just drawn a nice little line here, like there is one here, if you can see. You start with your background, you colour in your background. Think about where you want to place your people. Will it be a sunset scene? Will it be in the garden? Will it be as similar to your house as possible? And then it could be a sunset maybe. This is one I was showing to the grade 4s as an example. We're doing something a little bit more difficult with grade 4, but it's still a good example. It's got a nice big yellow sun in the house here, and we're doing a different form of collage for grade 4, but this is still a good example. Today we're doing this, simple shapes. I want us to remember the simple shapes, the geometric shapes, the organic shapes, and if you can remember, people are an organic shape. So the outline of people, that's an organic shape. So please boys, can you cut out little people, as many as are in your family. So in my family, I have 2 parents and I have 2 sisters. So for my picture, I would have my 2 parents. I would add them in probably to this picture. So my 2 parents somewhere, maybe here, stuck one here, and then my 2 sisters here, and maybe me. So we are going to do our families. We're going to use simple shapes. This is just a nice example. It shows you nice big shapes, nice colors. Think about the colors that we use, and I've done a little mini house without its roof yet, just so you can see what we're doing. Before you put it on your paper, make sure that you're sticking it down nicely, nice and center for me here. Can you see? And then we do our doorknob. stuck down properly. And now you can see. So I started with just this square. Boys, grade 3, we are allowed to use our rulers. So you can definitely use your ruler to measure. I haven't used a ruler here, I've just drawn and cut. And then I've added in my windows, as you can see, and my door, and I put a little doorknob, and after that I would add in my roof and probably the chimney, as you can see here. So this is just a stage before here. Then, once I've completely colored in my background, then I will stick on my house, okay? So first things first, you draw your background, whatever you want to draw, color it in really nicely for me, like this one is colored in. And then you can use paints if you have paints, but then remember, let it dry nicely so that we don't have to, you can't stick things on when it's wet because then it'll ruin them. So let it dry nicely, or we can use our twisties. You don't have to do it as big as this. This is just a big example for us. You can do it nice and small, like this one, and if you don't have a lot of paper, you can do it even smaller. But this is a good way to do it. So before you even stick it onto your page, stick everything that needs to be on the house, and then you stick it on like this to your background, and then I'd add my roof and my chimney over here. And then after that I can add in my drawings of my family, and I can add in maybe some plants like this. Remember, we're not doing details, boys. I don't want to see any faces on your people or anything like that. I just want to see the outline of the people, okay? And in the general folder, I'm going to post some outline examples. You can even, like, I have sausage dogs, so maybe I could do like an outline of a sausage dog in mine. You can be creative, think of your own thing. Remember, the topic is together. This is going hopefully towards an art exhibition that we're going to do at some point. And then from there, stick on your pieces and you'll come up with something lovely like this. Okay, so if you boys have any questions, please let me know. I am hoping that this is good enough of an example. Maybe I will just cut out a person just to show you how to do it. Maybe draw a little outline of a person now and put it at the end of this video. Okay boys, have a lovely day and I hope your lesson goes well. So unfortunately my camera memory ran out while I was doing this, but this is the person shape that I cut out from this old piece of scrap paper. I will put some outlines on the general folder that you can try and copy. Don't worry if you don't get it perfect, this is just really good practice for us. Thanks boys, I hope you have a great day.